I am Violeta. I'm a digital adoption manager for live events in EMEA. I'm based in Bucharest, and today I'm joined by my colleague Radu, who is also a digital adoption manager within the digital customer experience team in EMEA. And Radu will be your presenter for the cost control session today. Keep in mind that everything we show today is for educational reasons. So if you are planning to using the services further, you may connect with someone from the Oracle account team. Also, if you decide to watch any of our recordings, keep in mind that our products are enhanced regularly, so you might find some differences within the menu. That being said, I would like to pass over to Radu now. Radu, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Violeta. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
My name is Radu Chiru. I'm a digital adoption manager, and today we're gonna have your first session on cost efficiency. So let me share my screen. I have just 2 slides in today's session. Okay, actually 3 with the agenda. So we're gonna start with the cost analysis tool. Probably some of you already noticed that tool in the menu. We're going to talk a little bit about the usage reports that you can see your cost segregated per minute for the services that you are using. We're going to talk a little bit about budgets, very important tool to have some notifications whenever you are reaching some thresholds during a month or a year or so period of time. We're going to talk about tags and how to group different resources to check their cost together. And we're going to have another free tools. All of these tools on cost efficiency are free. So we're going to talk about the Cloud Advisor, a tool that will give you recommendations about how to cut some costs. And of course, during the session, exactly as Violeta said, please feel free to use the Q&A button and the chat and Slack and all the other options that you have. I want to start with the regions map. As you may know, Oracle Cloud is composed by multiple regions. We have 39 regions now. You can deploy your services everywhere, and you can check the cost per each individual region, for example, or you can of course, check the cost per specific resources, one from Frankfurt and one from Sao Paulo. You can group them together and see the cost together. If we continue with the tags, exactly what I was telling you earlier. Basically, let me annotate here. Let's say you are in a region, and you want to check how much this VM costs together with this, with this VM from another availability domain, from another data center. Or you want to check also how much this VM along with these two cost, all 3 of them, even if they are in different compartments. So you can do that with tag namespaces. And I'm going to show you how to use that in the console directly. Okay. All right, let me stop here. And let's go to the console. How do I hide this? Okay, that's fine. All right, so let me. Okay. First of all, just want to recap for some of you, maybe some of you don't know already. This is the place where you choose the region when you deploy your resources. So this is one of the places where you change where you deploy your resources. So one of them is the region. If you go to manage regions, of course, you can even subscribe to more regions. You can subscribe to all the regions. Subscribing to the regions is free, so you will not pay anything. Another important thing to know is that the cost per service, per any of the regions, even if you are in Brazil or if you are in France, I don't know, it's the same cost. So you will not have to worry about how much this is costing me here or here. So it will be on the same cost everywhere. All right. Let's go back to the main menu. The main menu is on the top left corner, as many of you already know. And if we go to the billing part, we will find, actually, let's start with the compartments first. Maybe some of you don't know this also. So on the identity part, you will find compartments. By default, you will have a root compartment, which of course, it's like the main folder, to say like that, of your resources. And then underneath this root compartment, you can create subcompartments. So we have here some subcompartments. Let me show you actually a dashboard with this, just to understand a little bit better. So if we go here, this is the structure that we have. So we have the root compartment, and then we have some compartments called, in my case, it's an activate subcompartment. And then we have another subcompartments that have, of course, on their own, another subcompartments. So me and my team have a subcompartment for each individual person. So this is how we work right now. Everyone has their own project in their own compartment, and we have also some shared compartments where we all have access to. So this is one way to segregate your compartments. Of course, another way for a bigger project would be to create a compartment for production environment, let's say production 1 or production 2 environment, and put your resources there, and maybe a test environment or other kind of compartments and environments that you are using. So yeah, this is how compartments look like. It's just a logical segregation of your resources. Okay, let's continue with the cost resource tools. So again, in the main menu under billing, we will find the cost analysis. So here you have the possibility to check the cost of your resources per each individual day, for example, or each individual resource, each individual user that is using that resources, and so on. So let's begin with this first. Stop this. All right. So what you can see here by default is the cost per all the resources that my whole team are using. So as you can see, we have the cost per each individual day and each individual service. Now, maybe you don't want to check all the costs for all the resources. So in this case, we're going to start filtering these costs. So you will have here a lot of filters. For example, you can check the cost per availability domain. So per data center, if you have projects in different data centers in the same region, or you can check the cost per compartment. You can check the cost per region, for example, or a subscription ID or SKU, or even this tag that we're going to use today. I'm going to show you how to use the tag option, which is a grouping tool. So basically, let me show you one example. So the date is fine. We're going to check the cost per this month, and let's go with the compartment, for example. And I'm going to check the cost per. Let me go by path. I'm going to check the cost of my compartment. So this is my compartment, and I'm going to select this, and then I go with apply. And I know that everything in that compartment, in my compartment, is here, and I can see exactly what the costs of services are. As you can see, I'm not using so many resources. On the legend page, you will see exactly what I'm using. I'm using just some block storage, some compute, object storage, telemetry, and VCN. Most of the services on the networking part are free. I think just the load balancer is with implies some cost. So and actually some outbound traffic after 10 terabytes, but everything else is free. So that's why even if it's here on the map, as you can see, it's if we go to the VCN here on the cost, it's 0. All right, so basically you can download this chart, and you can download it as CSV, for example, and you can use it with Microsoft Excel, for example, or even with Oracle Analytics if you want. Basically with any analyzing tool that you have, and you can transpose it. You can manipulate it in the way you want, so you will have a better understanding of your costs. Okay, another way to check your costs would be to use the usage reports. So these usage reports are some GZ file which you can download, and let me show you. Do I have the share screen? No. Let me change my. A second. Okay, I think now you can see. So I downloaded this report, the usage report, the last one from today. Actually, it's from 27th of July, and I'm gonna 7-zip, and I'm gonna extract it here. This is how you work with the GZ files. So I'm going to open this report, and you will see that it's a very comprehensive report. It has a lot of lines and rows. So basically, this is because you will find here the cost per each individual resource, and it's segregated per minute. That's why you have to cut a little bit of these lines. You have to check a little bit what you need, and yeah, and you have to modify it a little bit, or you can import it in another tool, maybe not in Excel, and check the costs a little bit better. So this cost analysis, it's pretty comprehensive. But if you want a even more deeper understanding of your costs, you can go with these usage reports. Right. The next thing that we can do is to go to budgets, and this is soft limit for the resources. So basically, you'll be notified when you reach a certain threshold of your monthly budget, for example. So let's go with create a budget. So we will understand directly when we create it. So you can create a budget for the subscription, so for the whole account, or you can go to a specific compartment. So maybe you have, I don't know, you have $5,000 in total, but you want to limit a specific compartment just to $1,000. You want, hey, Radu, you have just 1,000. You can go to this target compartment and then create a budget of 1,000, or you can go to the root, of course, and create this budget for the whole tenant. We already have a tenant budget. That's why it says it's a budget. It's already existing. So let me go to exactly to my compartment. For example, I'm going to name it Radu budget. Then we put a description, test for today. The schedule is monthly, so if you have an yearly commit, for example, you have to split it in 12 months. This is the option for now. We will have, I think, another option in the future, but for now you have just a monthly budget. And actually this will help you, because you don't want to find out at the end of the year that you overspend your money. It's better to know after, I don't know, 30 days, or you will see that we have a tool that will help you receive notification even before the end of the month. So let's say we want to create a budget, or a monthly budget, and we go with the day that we purchase our contract or when we want to start our working session. So today we are in 27th, so I'm going to start with the 27th of the month, and the period of time will appear here. So it will start on 27 July and it will be valid until 26th of August. Then we put a budget for this compartment. Here is my our currency of our tenant, but of course you will have your own currency. So let's say I have 1,000 RON in my case per month, and then you have multiple options to create this budget. The first one would be to use the actual spend with a percentage of that budget. So if we go with 90% of this actual spend of this 1,000, that means when you reach 900, of course, RON in my case, you will be notified. Hey, you reached 900 out of 1,000. Please be aware what you're doing with your resources. Keep in mind that we will not stop your resources because we don't want to intervene in your project. So it will be just a soft limit, and you will be the one that will decide if you want to stop that resource or you want to go and overspend that resource. All right. Another way to do it is to use the actual spend and absolute amount. So you can put here, I don't know, 950, for example. And again, you will be notified when you reach this 950. And one of the most useful tool for a big project would be to use the forecast spend. And the forecast spend will divide this 1,000. Let's go. It's 33, of course, if we have a 30 days month. So it will be like 33 RON in my case again per day. So if you go 3 days in a row with over the budget of 1 day, so this amount that you put here divided by 30, so you have let's say an amount of 1,000, and you will have like 33 per day. If you go 3 days in a row with 40 or 50 or something like that, it will automatically recognize the pattern with a machine learning algorithm, and it will tell you, hey, if you are going in this manner, you will not reach the end of the month with this budget. But yeah, we will not reach that point, no worries, because we will reach in this session another part where we will forecast exactly how much our resources will cost you. So this will help you forecast before reaching these notifications. But yeah, this is good to have. So in this let's say for this test, I'm going to go with actual spend and absolute amount of 950. And then you can put here the email recipients that will receive the notification. So I'm going to put here, for example, my email, and you can put as many emails as you want. So I can go with, I don't know, my colleagues from Oracle and so on. So you can go with new line, you can go with a line or something like that. You can put you have the possibility to go with any space that you want here, or a tab or a space or a semicolon and so on. And you can put yourself a message. You'll definitely have the predefined message from Oracle. Hey, your resources are going over the limit or something like that. But you can put something for yourself. Hey, this is from Oracle or something like that. Or compartment Radu is going crazy or something like that. And you go with create. And that's it. This is how you create a notification for your costs. But before going to notifications about your costs, let's see how you can predict this cost. So we have the cloud.oracle.com/cost estimator tool that will allow you to know exactly how much your resources were going to cost at the end of the month. So let's wait for this to load. Okay. So here you will find all the services that you have here on the menu. Of course, you will find them also on the cost estimator. So you can search them here. Like, hey, yeah, you can see there is a list here with all the services. We're gonna stick to a VM, for example, for now, because it's already selected. So let's say we want to use this VM standard from EMD, and we just go to edit, and we select how many OCPUs we're gonna use. So let's say you're gonna use just one OCPU, and let's say you need 16 gigabits of RAM. You select the OS image, and basically that's the most important things that you can select here, and it will generate you. Let's actually also block volume here. So let's, yeah, it's the default one that comes. No, you can delete it. That's fine. All right. So it will tell you exactly how much you're gonna pay for a month with this virtual machine. So for 744 hours, which is a month, you will pay $36. And now this is just for the compute power. And now let's go and search for add configuration. And now let's search for some block volume, for example, because you also need some storage for this machine. So we're gonna go and add this storage, and let's say you need 1 terabyte of data. So we go and go with 1000 gigabytes, and it will tell you exactly how much you're gonna pay for this 1000 gigabytes. So it will be $25, and we add this also. And now if we go to if you just check here up, you can also go down. Yeah, so you will find all the services if you scroll down. So you will pay 25 for the storage and 36 for the compute. And on the top of the page, you will find an estimated cost for all the services that you add here grouped together. So it will be like $60. Yeah, and you can do that with all the services. So it's a very, very useful tool to forecast exactly how much you're going to pay at the end of the month. All right.
Sorry, Radu, just a small thing. It does point to the idea that if you have a development team, for instance, don't leave it running would be the kind of recommendation. So you could reduce your cost. Now on the storage, right? You're going to consume that. But any of the OCPU counts, if you were to shut it down, that cost would drop. That's the way the kind of recommendation, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We have another 2 tools that we're going to showcase today. So again, on the menu, under governance and administration, you will find Cloud Advisor. And this is a very useful tool for you. It's a free tool. Again, I told you that before, which will give you recommendations about how to optimize your costs. So if we go to recommendations, it will tell you different actions that you can do so you can cut your costs. One of them, if we go to the count here, is delete unattached block volumes. So for example, you are working with some resources, some virtual machines or some databases, and you have some block volumes that maybe you never used for one year, I don't know, or something like that, or for a period of time. They are just unattached. Maybe you want to save them there for a period of time. Of course, this is your choice. It's your project. You can do whatever you want, of course, but the system will recognize that you are not using that block volume. So if we click on this, all the block volume that you are not using will appear here. So it will tell you, hey, in this compartment you have a block volume that you are not using. So if you if you're deleting it, maybe you're gonna save some money. In my case, we don't have an estimate savings because we are having an internal account, so we cannot see exactly the cost exactly as you can see them. But I can propose you an exercise for those of you who are here. You can just create a block volume and don't attach it to any instance. You just create a block volume and you leave it like that. And it will appear here on the Cloud Advisor. And it will tell you exactly how much you're gonna save if you are deleting it. Also, you will find another type of recommendations like delete idle compute instances. Again, maybe you deploy the compute instance, but you have no software inside of it. So it's basically, it does nothing. It stays on CPU usage 0. So it will tell you, hey, you are not using this machine. Maybe delete it. You are paying money for nothing. And also you will find a lot of other, for example, in this case, we don't have, but you have a recommendation like downsize underutilized compute instance. Maybe you have an instance that is not reaching not even 4 OCPUs, but you have deployed it with 8 OCPUs. So the system will tell you, hey, you never went over the 4 OCPUs. Why do you keep it with 8 cores? So yeah, then you can modify the shape from 8 cores to 4 or to 5, just to be sure. And yeah, this will save you a lot of money. So it's a very useful tool that I will strongly recommend. And now, even if it's not about the cost, I would recommend you also the CloudGuard tool. Is the same as Cloud Advisor. It's not intended to be for this session, but if we still have it here, why not? We still have some time. So this CloudGuard does exactly what the Cloud Advisor does, but on the security part. So you'll have recommendations. Looks like I'm pretty secured right now. You will have recommendations about the security, like, hey, you are not using this I don't know, this internet gateway for 3 months. Maybe it's better to delete it. It makes no sense to have it attached to your VCN. And recommendations like this. So this will also help you on the security part. All right. Another thing, because actually I forgot to show you, would be the tags option, a very useful tool for checking costs and also for automations. So if we go to governance and administration, we will find the tag namespaces option. Let me create one on the root. Actually, I have one, but I'm going to create one to showcase it today. So I'm going to create a namespace called cost control 2. For example, description webinar, and I'm going to create it. And I'm going to show you how interesting it is to use this type of tools. So on this cost control tool, I'm going to create a key definition, and I'm going to put it project name, test, and I'm going to put a list of values. Project A, project B, project C, for example. And let's go with project D. And we create this key definition. Now, if we go to any resource, for example, compute instances, and let me go to my compartment. I have four instances here. For example, I want to go to the first instance, and on the more actions, I can add a tag to it. So from this list, I search for this cost control 2 that I have just created, and I have a project name, and I can select which project is using this instance. Let's say project B. Okay, and I add this tag. So now I know this instance has this project B tag, and I go to another one. Let's say this one. And I go on more actions, add tag. I search for this one that we have created, and this is also project B. And now I add tag here also. And now I know these two instances they are in the same compartment here, but you can put them in different compartments. For example, you can go to an instance of someone else. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I can do it and delete it, but I don't want to interfere with my colleagues. Let me see if I have something on shared. This one also no. But anyway, you can go with this tag to any other resource, and not just instances, not just VM. You can go to a database, to any other resource in Oracle Cloud. And then when you go back to the cost analysis, you can search for this tag that we have created. So we go with tag. Again, we search for this. Let me check, where is it? Oh, I think it's not yet provisioned because I have created just right now. So it takes a little bit to provision on the costs part. So let's go again. Yeah, it's not yet provisioned. Let me see if I can create it as cost tracking tag. Maybe this kind of namespace will work. So cost,
I don't think it's consumed anything yet, Radu. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, probably this also. So I'm gonna create another one. And I'm going to create a tag definition, which is cost tracking tag. Maybe now it will work. Project. And let's go with project A, project B, project C. All right. Description test. All right. Let's go back to our instances. And we're going to add this also to the instances. All right. So let's go to the first one. And we search for cost control 3. And let's go with project B and add this tag. And now let's go to the billing part on the cost analysis and check if this is provisioned faster, maybe. All right, let's search for this filter. So tag. No, it's still not here. It's because it's not yet provisioned, and maybe it's not yet using some. It's not yet the machine's not generated yet cost with this tag. But basically, you can search for this tag that is in place. And then all the machines that will have this tag will appear here. So you're gonna check the cost per all the resources that have the same tag. So it's a grouping.
Are any restrictions, Radu, on tags across regions, anything like that? It can be everywhere, right?
Yeah, it can be everywhere. So you can group your resources from anywhere inside the Oracle Cloud. So even if you have one resources in one compartment in one region and another resource in another compartment in another place, you can group them together in the same tag and then check the cost for them together, or not just together. Maybe there are more, or 10 resources or 20 or as many as you want. Yeah, so that was it, I think. I don't know, Tom and Violeta, do I forgot to show something?
No, I think you've covered it all, dude.
Yeah,
all right.
Me too. Thanks, Radu. So
thank you too.
If no further questions, I would like to thank you all for attending the session. I would like to thank you, Radu, for presenting. Keep in mind that you can always raise your questions after the session in the public Slack workspace. And of course, we are waiting you on upcoming events. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.